hard to handle. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, hard to handle, Otis Redding, I think around 1967, something like that. Soul, rock, a bit of funk. You're only using the hi-hats in all of this and the crash basses. So the crotchet is set at 104 beats per minute, so quite easy going. Rock, it's called rock, although he's more soul, which is a type of rock, I suppose. Starts with F, big, strong, loud. F means forte. 4 hats in the quavers, hat with a bass, hat snare. The only thing you have to be precise about is this in between. Well, everything has to be precise, but the in between snare, it looks like it is in between, and it really is in between. So you play it 4th hi-hat on the 2 and the snap bass. So 2 and D, 3 and 4 and. That was a repeat mark for that. That's the same groove, isn't it? Yep, that's the same as that with the crash bass there. Same groove again, bass, snare, bass. And that's 3 E and a 4 E and 3 and D, 4 E and. So bass is on the and, the 4 and the and as well. And that's 4 snare drum hits. Hat and snare, 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 crash. And then you enter the section B, which is the same groove as that. But then on the second bar, you just sit in between the 4th and 5th hi-hat with a bass drum, then a bass drum on the 3 and the 4 is a snare. Follow the vertical rule, everything will follow. I think there's about 12 fills. That's one fill number 1. This is fill number 2, if you can call it a little snippet fill. So bass, snare, hat, bass, open, close with the snare in its own, crash. Same groove. We've already explained this. Bass, snare. Then you can just fill in these 2 crotchets or quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Boom, with the open hats, with these zeros on top, means open hats. I kind of half open, close them, half opened them. Then just got this next fill, which is fill number 3, I think. 1, 2, 3, bass and 4, and E, 4, right, left, crash. Keep it right, left for these two. That makes it organized and good. Crash bass, crotchet for a rest, minim for 2 crotchet rests, another minim for 2 crotchets. This quaver with a dot means 3 semiquavers because the quaver is increased by a half. And then you got the 4th semiquaver, E4, E, and. Now I did this left, right, right snare. So left on the snare, right, right on the floor, left, floor, floor, snare. And that is a snare. Yeah, it is. Sometimes I mess these things up. Crash, that's straightforward. Hats, snares, and basses. Bass, E, and. So this is 1 and E, rest, E, and, rest, D, 4, E, and, 1 and E, rest is 2 and E, rest, and D on the 3, rest on the 3, and D. That's a drag. To the right, left on the snare, tom 1, and then 4 tom there. Crash bass, you got a snare in between the, well, it's the same groove, isn't it? So more of the same, more of the same. We've done that here, so more of the same. That line is that line again. This goes through. We've already done this, have we? No, this is the first time. So you really just got to push this 1 and 2 and E, rest, not a rest, 1 and 2 and E, the 4 E, and. So you can do similar fills to this or that. 1 and 2 and E, 4 E, boom, snare, bass, bass. So you just invent 2 crotchets. It could be semi-quavers, it could be quavers, it could be a flam on snare and a flam on floor. 1 and 2 E, and 1 and 2 and E, blum, 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 boom. That's legitimate, that's fine. As long as it's in the style of the music, it's fine. 3 and 4 E, open, crash. So you got a bass. Bass is all on the quavers when you get to the 3rd crotchet group. 1 and 2 and 3 and snare, snare, open, crash, and then you hold it for a rest, similar to this, but then just hit the snares, no floor toms. And then you come through as we have already done here with the open hats. But this bar, the hats close, crash, hat, snare, bass, snare. So just got a snare drum in between the 2nd and 3rd quaver, and then a bass drum in between the 3rd and the 4th quaver, a snare drum on the and then 4 E and D, 4 E and D. So you just got to catch all those snare drums. 3 E and a 4 E and a crash, that D. So it's the same rhythm. It's the same rhythm as that. Bum ba 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 ba. Bum ba ba da da. Except you got crashes this time. Boom da da da. So you got crash, snare, crash, crash, snare, crash, crash, and then you got fills here for 2 crotchet groups, the 3rd and the 4th crotchet. Fill it however you want. More of the same here, except this bar and is on the bass and is the open, close on the snare, open, crash bass, and they want to open there as well, but I just closed it at this point. It's, yeah, I mean, they don't say that you close it there, but I closed it just with the bass there. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to change the structure of the song. Somebody could pedantically say that's wrong, but I don't care to hear those stories. Bass and snare, that. We've done that over here, haven't we? So that's the same. Already explained that. Already explained this. Crash. Now this one for a minim rest. 1, 2, 3. E4, E, and so that's the last quaver of the 3rd crotchet group. Rest for a crotchet, rest for a crotchet, rest from 3/4 of a crotchet, and then you got the E4, E, and a crash, and then you got this long fill, which we've kind of done here, exactly done here. So this line is the same as that line, and you could fill it however you want for 2 crotchet groups, the 3rd and the 4th. Then you just outro the way you started. You just stick to that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 bars, and then you got the outro, which is the same as this, isn't it? Without the fill, it just stops with a crash bass there. I mean, did I do? I didn't do this hi-hat here with the snare drum. I mean, little things like this can't matter. If they do, then it's not music, it's constriction and ridiculousness. Anyway, so we've got all this here. Same as that, similar to that, with a stop on the 1 and E to E and bum, ba, da, ba, da. And that's how you play Hard to Handle. Thanks for listening. Hope you got something out of it.